So we have 2020 filmmaking, COVID-19 protocols. Unless you've been living under a rock this year, you've probably heard we are in the middle of a pandemic. And this pandemic, although I will, do these little lighthearted things, it is a very serious topic. Over 1.5 million people have died from COVID or COVID complications all around the world. And in the States, it's reaching up to 300,000, and in Texas, it's over 20,000 people that have died. It's a really super serious thing. Don't mind my humorous delivery. So over in just Texas alone, over 1.3 million people have tested positive and gone through COVID. And even if you recover, even if you are totally fine, even if you're asymptomatic, the virus can still damage your lungs, heart, and brain, and will likely have very serious long-term effects that we won't know until, 5-10 years from now, like the Spanish flu. Woo. So how COVID spreads. COVID is similar to the flu, but is not the flu. And it spreads between people. It's airborne. The virus can literally leave from you talking, and reach into somebody else's eyes or nose or mouth. And if enough viral particles build up, then you become a carrier. So even if you're asymptomatic, you could be carrying it right now and not even know. So yeah, and we also know that it's likely spread through touching surfaces, which is why Lysol is out of stock, because everybody wants it to help stop the spread. Awesome. Okay, so for symptoms, in case you didn't know, or in case you did and want to hear it again, you want to check yourself before you wreck yourself and others. The top 3 symptoms of COVID-19 are fever, cough, and shortness of breath. But the other list of symptoms include chills, fatigue, muscle, body aches, headache, loss of taste and smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, and diarrhea. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms that are not in your regular, normal, pre-COVID physical state, you must report it to me by email ASAP. So our goals for this production are obviously to create some awesome movie magic together and to protect ourselves and others. To prevent the spread of COVID-19, like I said, even if just one of us is a carrier of the virus, and we don't even know about it because our body's immune system may be fine and asymptomatic, we are going to do everything that we can in our individual powers and individual responsibilities to stop the spread from somebody to somebody else, and so on and so forth. Because even if you might be okay, even if you might not be negatively affected by the disease, if we don't do our best to prevent it from spreading, someone could quite literally die, and we need to avoid that at all costs. So we're going to wash our hands, which hopefully you did pre-pandemic, but just in case, washing your hands with soap and water, or sanitizer. You want to wash your hands frequently, properly. Avoid touching your face. This is a really hard one for myself. Avoid touching your face with unwashed hands. It's very subconscious, but do the best you can. If you have like a little sanitizer bottle that you can keep in your pocket, that's the best. If not, Mike's got a huge gallon jug coming our way for production, so that we can all, stop the spread from touching to shaking each other's hands, which is not going to be happening. We'll do like the elbow taps and the, similar things for most of it. Obviously, actors are a different case, exceptions. Masks. Do we have a question?
No, sorry.
Oh yeah. No touching other people's faces either. I know it's a bummer.
Sure.
I am a very touchy person and I miss hugs immensely during this pandemic. But alas, we got to stick with the elbow game, for everybody's safety. So for masks that will be worn constantly by crew and most of the time by actors, so do choose masks that have 2 layers of washable, breathable fabric, completely cover your nose and mouth, and fit snugly against the sides of your face so there's not gaps for, particles to go out or particles to come in. Don't want to choose a mask that you can't literally breathe in because, you want to breathe. Don't use N95s because we need to save those for the healthcare workers that are fighting for us to make it through this. And if you've got a gaiter, that's cool, but definitely double layer it, to make sure that it's effective enough. They're still evaluating whether the lovely face masks work. So if you want to use that in addition to your mask, great, but not by itself. And of course, if you've got glasses, which Troy does, make sure to have lovely tape or, wires, whatever you need to do to prevent fogging, because heck, that's just annoying. Luckily, we don't have any children on set for various reasons, because, filming with children is always fun. But we don't have to worry about
Never.
So how we're not going to wear masks, we're not going to just leave it around our neck 24/7, we're not going to put it on our foreheads like dirt, we're not going to under the nose, not going to adjust the nose, not the chin, it's not a what is it, the football mask dangling from one ear, that's a classic, on your arm. None of those are effective, none of those help to prevent the spread. How to take off your mask, in case you didn't know. It's a lovely trick because if you're wearing your mask and there's particles that get on your mask, don't touch your mask, by the way, while you're wearing it, because the particles can be on the mask, you touch it, and then you touch something else, and that spreads. So avoid touching your mask, and when you're going to take it off from your ears by the loops and fold the corners together so that the inside that was near your face is now the outside. And wash your hands right away. Dunk that in a little Ziploc bag or a washer dryer area, So we're always going to wear our masks around other people. The only exceptions are actors who can remove their masks during on-screen performances, between rolling and cut, or for makeup while Troy is doing his job, to make sure there's no continuity.
I don't think I'm doing anything to faces. So
ever at all? No blood on the face?
Maybe a little more
You'll
blood.
do on me Saturday morning.
Yeah.
That's right.
But when that's the case, obviously, like, Mike would not be wearing a mask while Troy is wearing a mask and doing his job.
Yeah, I'll be masked up all the time.
Love it. Amazing. And then when we're eating meals, maintain distance. And if we can't eat outside, that'd be wonderful, or with windows open for ventilation, just to continue decreasing the risk. And social distancing. We keep 6 feet or 2 meters, whichever you prefer. It's the same amount of space, just depends on where in the world you are as to which you subscribe to. You're going to keep 6 feet distance. No touchy. 6 feet distance as much as possible. The exception is obviously for actors on camera during intimate scenes. When you're touching, you're going to do a nice little, sanitizer so before you touch somebody, and that sort of thing. And if you want to consider 6 feet as the boom pole, or if you need another visual, Mike is approximately 6 feet. And imagine Mike is just laying between you two. You're welcome.
Actually, I'm
Don't imagine that. Don't imagine that.
Too late, Meriden. Too late, Mike. Too late.
Mike, you're playing the body that's laying down, right? So we're actually going to have a real good video.
Yes.
We're going to have a really good reference point.
Yes.
There we
Starting at the beginning of the show.
Although, if he's laying down between us, we're too close to him.
Yeah.
But I do think he's face down for like a little bit of it.
So then we need another mic to measure how far away from the down mic we can be.
I could live with having two mics. That would be useful.
This is all going to be measured in degrees of mics.
So why do we do so many precautions to really reduce the list? The risk is that multiple layers improve chances of success of preventing the spread. So if you think of the Swiss cheese model, all these little things that we do add up to protect this virus from spreading onward to other people. Or to put it another way, if you think about a car accident, you think about what we do to prevent a car accident from happening in the first place. We have stoplights, stop signs, road rules, road laws, speed limits, speed bumps, car inspections. And when we think about what we do to decrease the risk of injury and death in the event of a car accident, we wear seatbelts, we have airbags, sturdy frames in the car itself. So if you apply that same logic, when you think about a deadly disease, you avoid indoor gatherings, stay at home when you're sick, social distance, wash hands, wear masks. Ventilators is one of the last, attempts, and vaccines, when they're finally ready to go, are going to be the sturdy frame that prevents the spread in the future. So yeah, we're gonna stay safe and make some magic together. Awesome.
Yay.
Woo!
Yay. Thank you so much for that, Jennifer. I appreciate it so
worries.
much.